So I wrote out a lot of things about the symptoms of the poisoning that I've endured, and I just wanted to be able to set my phone to the side, but I hope that you'll pay attention to me, because I'm literally just trying to get out the last, I don't know, forever of my life that I've been like unable to basically be alive in my own skull and be alive in the world as far as my energies are concerned, because all my time and resources and stuff like that is concerned, because I'll shut this off. But it's just because I haven't had myself. I haven't been able to have myself, and I just want to be able to get out what has happened to me so that other people can see, based on whenever I flop, that they can determine for themselves that I didn't even get like any little portion of my actual life because of this stuff. So we're going to talk about it, because it's like the poisoning symptoms, along with very malignant and malicious narcissistic abuse. It's just straight malevolence. And if you don't tie together narcissism with demonology, or with demons, and parasites with demons, you're not going to really understand what's going on in the world with sorcery and the witchcraft that's mentioned in the Bible. And I'll only read the King James Version Bible now, because I've studied all these student Bibles, and there's like missing parts in there that like really had me questioning my own faith. And I went to the King James Version, and it just made sense to me why they were missing, why they were misworded and things like that. So anyway, please pay attention to the poisoning symptoms. I'm going to set my phone up here, and I hope that you'll still pay attention to what I have to say, because it's important. So, the poisoning symptoms that I've endured are nausea, like constant, vomiting, constant, restlessness, irritability, dealing with the narcissists and malignant relations. I don't know if I can do this, my chest is hurting. I'm just trying to find a place that's comfortable in the world, but I can't go into the hospital. They've proven to me they don't care about me. They just like, my thing's like burp, 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 and they're like, I'm sitting there feeling like, what the fuck, and they just come in there smiling and shit. It's just really weird. Anyway, I'm gonna try and continue. Malignant relationships with others, basically 24/7, difficulty breathing, chest pains, body pains, the warts earlier on in life, the lines in my fingernails going crosswise, and even thick parts going down, like in different areas, like on my thumb. It was like on the one side of my thumbnail that would be like really thick, and I have had like stuff coming out of my nails even. Oh gosh, smell certain scents coming from my body. Severe symptoms include mood changes, needing love and getting withdrawn love from those who suggest love and offer supposed love but never really was love, irritability, restlessness, trying to get away, not only withdrawn from other people, but to establish peace of mind, I guess. I just wanted to be able to get away because it was very confusing. Frustration, easily triggered. You feel like something is wrong with you and don't know why. Unable to reason through normal things. You'll feel snappy or irritable. Hyper-focused to engage in regular tasks, or you'll be hyper-driven, hyper-sexualized, hyper-activity, You don't feel like yourself. Diarrhea, bloating, excessive eating, or even just stopping from eating. Sadness or rage, furiousness, tiredness, drowsiness to a point of fatigue that's just way beyond anything normal of fatigue or normal tiredness. It's like, good grief, you feel like you're gonna fall over. Headaches, loss of emotion, skin irritations, pain in certain areas of my body, just really awkward or eerie pains that have caused me not to be able to stand up basically on both legs, stomach issues, sudden breathing changes or coughing excessively out of nowhere with real no explanation for it, joints locking up, stiffness and just plain old soreness all over the body, the feeling of suffocating, and the inability to rationalize it. Like through your mind, you can't even think as to like a normal person would be able to think and rationalize through that suffocating feeling. Extreme thirst, extreme breadcrumbing of my reality, gaslighting, and neglect from others. Gassiness, soreness, sore throats, ear infections, a vertigo feeling like falling down as if gasping for air for no reason, out of the blue after certain encounters, say with Jesse or with Kenny. Kenny suggesting at one point, you'll find out after telling me Jesse was not my friend, along with suggesting that, or along with Jesse himself suggesting he was a spoof all the time, or a spy, or even my handler. So psychological manipulation, psychological torture, smear campaigns, very psychological campaigns, the people boasting about torture campaigns, people boasting about my death as though I'm already dead, including my girlfriend, including multiple girlfriends at different times, proud gestures, egotistical mania that these people would take, purposefully setting things up so that you never can talk to anybody in private conversations with others to hopefully help you figure things out, gatekeeping me as to what I can or cannot say, even now with the letter suggesting I have no right to say the word niece or nephew or the name Becky or the name Kenny or the names, basically. Not allowing me or others to think that they have the right to talk to me about any of this stuff when they do. No privacy, i.e. hacking, hijacking, mirroring my data, my phones, hacking my computer, hacking my internet, coming into my home, unwanted guests as I leave home to go to work in ways that nobody should have ever thought of getting away with me after that long of homelessness, fighting for my life. People will set up accounts of other people's names suggesting that they are them with their pictures, or just to be psychologically manipulating me personally to suggest we're mirroring you, we have all of control over your life, we see this, we see that, and the other. Artificial intelligence generated content to use their images illegally or use my image illegally. Further psychological manipulation or torture campaigns, intentions to harm me, and almost having been my life on multiple accounts without my wherewithal as well. Not only seeing or viewing you as sick, but needing their help for months on end, and then they withdraw for a length of time of any such love and support just before they tell you that they will help you with their so-called quote-unquote help that is only set up in their minds to go back to the drawing boards, as I've said, in order to further isolate you, intending you either die, commit suicide, go to jail, or to create a suicidality and other implications, or in any other way to make you unstable and make you look that you have an instability that's on your own when it's not. It's through the poisoning, to make it seem as though it's all mental health when it's definitely highly created and crafted by the poisoning. Loss of memories, blocks of time missing, blocks of time just completely wiped away from your memory, targeting you and using your reactions by targeting you through the poisons to use those reasons of abuse or reasons of your being outraged as suggested that you're the problem. See, look at what he look. See, look at him. Just look at him. Even when you wouldn't have had been without the covert, calculated, ongoing, and acute poisoning, it's using your pain as a way to carry out and onward with the continued created more pain that they can cause, inhumane treatments, constant hospital visits with severe symptoms, also ignored, or worse than that, further gaslit, allowing people to think or manipulate people to think that there's nothing wrong with you, there's nothing to see here, but there is. There always has been. Hospitals giving me two saline treatments, one after another, making me feel more woozy than I would have had to, or with whatever I was having going on before going in. I don't even remember when I went in there, but it was North Memorial Hospital when I lived in North Minneapolis. My inability to remember things, but when I do have my memories coming back to me as well as I do, it's more than I could have ever said before, so I know that that's at least proof to me. Constant mistreatment of you in order to add to getting others involved in their smear campaign, or just to make things worse for you to try and come forward with anything. The lashing out, the rage incidents, the isolation and manipulation, gaslighting me in my home or apartment or anywhere else that I'm residing, homeless shelter, you name it, targeted on every level, trying to burn you out of your own cause for an explosion, or to set you up to like burn you out so that you explode, to make it look as though you've done it all to yourself, setting things up to be electrocuted in my own home, feeding me with poisons or food in my, or feeding me with food or drink that's meant to cause me to feel sick. Antifreeze being set up and put in my drink, only knowing for minutes before my memory fades, asking, why would you do that to me? Why would you do that to me? Why would you do that to somebody at all? Setting up drugs to smear me out into what's to suggest again that it's all my fault. See, look, he's on drugs. Great, their plan worked when I was wiped out of skull, wiped out of myself. When it's all purposeful poisoning you to push you into something that you wouldn't otherwise choose to do on your own, chemicalizing your body, memories surfacing and memories gone. Like I said, I asked my brother, why would you do that to me on purpose, just before losing my memory of what he had done to me, trying to stop me from practicing my drums or setting it up to make me have to do anything other than to work on myself and climb up the ladder. It was anything to get me pulled down from that ladder. Basically anything I love, anybody I love, being gamed, setting people up in my life to suggest that they love me, but only with intent to have them disappear or do worse things to me, no friend gained, to psychologically paralyze you into thinking that it's all your own fault. You'll experience blurred vision, as if you're looking through iridescent glass-filled eyes or with oil or water in front of you. Just very murky vision. You might fight blindness, cognitive function loss, loss of balance or coordination, i.e. the falling down many times without knowing how to surface the memory to know, or the reasoning skills of my mind to know with what to do with it, setting me up in times to have it look like it's all of my own health, or setting me up with my car, my home, maintenance of my car, setting me up with maintenance of my car only to determine to waste more time and or energy, or target me physically with my car itself not working the way it was before, going to where they were offering to get help with my car to go to, not seeing it beforehand, knowing I would have gone somewhere else if I did. Obviously 2020 is perfect after you get away. Targeting you with more poisonings, positioning you further for an identity theft, stealing up on your data, your storyline, or your writing right from your computer. Just as I've said, I've had a very, very long journal that was stolen from me, causing me to lose all of that I've had at that time that I've worked hard for. My computers, my shoes, my bed, my clothes, my everything. Just throw it all away. It's just mats, he would say. Having to start over multiple times, purposeful campaigns to make me lose my things so that I never have stability, while blaming it all on you yet again. The idea is to cost you a lot of money and a lot of time and place you in a lot of blight, as well as they're planning to give you an impression of helping you, but only using the opportunity to only hurt you further. Not to mention they withdraw for a long period of time before ever getting involved to actually suggestively help you. And then it's just all to steal from you, love bomb you in order to gain your trust, only to trick you, poison you, and keep you all out of your normal state of mind and appearance to other people. They don't want you to appear sane to anybody, or that you know what you're talking about to anybody. Blurred vision also is to keep you busy trying to figure out what that vision symptom is. You'll be going into the eye doctor and seeing if you need eyeglasses, and in reality you see 20/20. They just need to create symptoms, so you're working on other things 24/7 basically to keep you preoccupied, so that you don't have a normal time frame for yourself to figure any of it out, i.e. the poisoning. Causing confusion and disorientation, difficulty breathing to the point of drooling or even stopping your ability to breathe in your sleep, as suggested by past relationships that are set up by proxy, mind you, as well, to continue the poisoning. Excessive teary-eyed eyes, smelly tears, feverish, low or high blood pressure at different times, different intervals. Low blood pressure makes you feel faint, locking up your joints and knees, not being able to use your body correctly, or even high blood pressure, where it's loss of muscle control, twitching, very odd placements of twitching, the inability to write when I write just fine now. And I can write for a long period of time when I wasn't even able to write a sentence before, not only at different times not having my mind to be able to write the sentence, but with the actual pain that's in my hand, not being able to write, which is not at all creepy, right? But anyway, they want to make it like it's carpal tunnel or anything else, which it's not. Loss of friends, loss of many, many friends, loss of anyone that could come to my aid to suggest their loving support for me. Knowing I have to move on my feet quickly, whether it be somebody in my family close to me, or somebody related, or somebody closely related. They did something to them. They did something to them, and suggests of my friends from a very young age, suggesting that there was something that my brother or somebody did to him, but he thought it was my brother, and either way he says I'm going to have to move away, stealing away my availability of friendship on all levels. Sudden atmosphere changes with certain friends with intent, bribes of getting others on board to purposefully cause harm or psychologically manipulate or join in the torture campaigns, mind you. Uncontrollable shaking to the point that it scares the living fuck out of you. Mimicking anxiety, tremors, but it's just the poison. I know with what I'm feeling in my arm even right now, that it would be feeling the way it is right now if it wasn't for these things that I'm bringing about. I would like somebody's help to help me with money. I know that I wouldn't otherwise be in the blight that I'm in if it wasn't for this targeting and for these symptoms. You don't recognize these things as symptoms of poisoning in the time that you're being poisoned. Like I said, you cannot reason as you normally can. Gaslighting you in your own home, making you feel like you're just going crazy, and it's the abuse and psychological terror that they need to cause in order to as well make you look as unstable and as unsuitable for help as they possibly can. Like, just leave him alone, basically. At jobs, the earlier sessions of being poisoned up, I would be throwing up around corners at work, having multiple symptoms in order to take job opportunities away from me, making it seem as though you can't hold down a job when normally you would have been just fine. You work hard, you're probably one of the better and harder workers out there, and suddenly you just won't be able to remember basic functions of your job duties. This can lead to uncontrollable crying and other times of uncontrollable crying, not knowing why and what's happening to you, uncontrollable eye twitching, or not just like outside of your skin twitching, but the back and forth really fast as though you don't have control of your eyes, as if you're awake and experiencing REM type eye movement. And then it comes back, you can focus to get it back barely at times, I guess, is what I've experienced. But uncontrollable urges, forced cognitive impairment, the feeling of knowing right where you are on a map, and then suddenly you're ghosting, or you're completely ghosted out of yourself and you don't know where you're at anymore, even though normally you would know where you're at, right where you're at, what road you're on, all of that kind of thing. Hot flashes, and then you will lose yourself not knowing what is happening. Flashes between hot and cold are disorienting, and the inability to wake up or go back to bed at other times is just scary, feeling like you don't know what's going on within you. I'm experiencing some of that right now. Like, I was just about to go to bed, and then I get another text message, or something else comes up, or whatever. They're able to see my phone, so they need to like make sure to, I don't know. I know this time it wasn't like that, but it's other times where they know like what they're doing to cause more blight in my life, and just neglect and withdraw, and very timely events around certain people or certain events, to now having memories come back to me in full. You can experience sweating or sudden excessive sweatiness after you are around them, along with many other symptoms. People telling you that you're a hypochondriac, or people thinking that you're a hypochondriac, that they don't see anything wrong with you, and they think that you're just making it up when you're not. You'll get commentary from multiple people online and off that are all minimizing, deflecting, and even purposeful stories, meaning to make it seem as little to do with the truth at all. You might experience enhanced psychological manipulation, only to prevent others from believing you, or to help cover up the tracks for another party involved in the crime against you, or even multiple parties involved they'll try to be covering up their tracks for, in order to smear your name and or your content. You might experience sudden weakness, marginalized, traumatized treatments, biological manipulation, or terror based on the dizziness of what it causes, flooded terror. There would be at times where it just feels like you feel like you could be next to fine, or what's fine to you, fine anyway. And then all of a sudden the terror would make you feel suddenly like you're dropping out of yourself, as if it's not terrorizing enough, it's to create that much more terror in your life, being poisoned up once again. And as it settles in, because you're just getting your memories back, it's very, very, very abusive, because you're just settling back into your memories, and then all of a sudden your nervous system's reacting from being under attack again. You just think, at first you think it's just another spiritual warfare attack, as if you would be thinking, something covertly is constantly happening to me. I need other people's eyes to help me be able to see it. And then they would be using phrases like, why can't you use your own words? Well, you can't literally use your own words at that time to explain a fucking thing about it. Just deepening the inner working of that psychological abuse, knowing that something is not right about it at all, but at the same time you can't explain it, you can't reason through it, and when you do try and explain it to people, you're being targeted in this level, no one wants to believe you. So it's just amplifying that inner terror. But I can speak out now, I can speak now, I can write now, and it's all still very hard considering the amount and the length of the terror that has been caused in my life. It's horrific in its design, but it's absolute proof to me, if it's not to anybody else. They'd say you look fine, but internally I was freaking out. I'd be freaking out. I wouldn't be able to move or say much or do things the way I wanted to or normally would or could. It felt as if my body, my mind was being hijacked in split seconds. Feeling all of this type of covert terror at times, and simply being gaslit further by friends, co-workers, medical staff, ambulance people, and even the police. It's like a never-ending horror film. It's just your actual life. No one wants to believe you, no one wants to come around you, no one wants anything to do with it. They just leave you in it, just like they do when you go into the hospital and you're suggesting, well, I'm feeling a certain way, I don't know what's happening to me, I have shortness of breath and this heart palpitation type of thing going on. And I'm actually just hoping that you can help me figure it out, because it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like a natural thing happening. It feels like a very covert something or other happening to me. Just to leave you in that much further of blight. They don't care. They just have no empathy or no remorse, and they'll get smiling and laughing instead. It's really weird. It's really hard to take in, and it leaves you even that much more hard pressed, feeling like you're dealing with a heart that just wants to stop or pop or beat out of control, and you're thirsty all the time, and you can't really suggest the facts besides you're asking and hoping the medical teams can actually help you figure it out before you're at a complete loss, and the fear is sudden death. And so you feel like you're going to get further gaslit, or you do get further, you feel like you're being further gaslit is what I meant to say. You feel like you're going to experience cardiac arrest. Your heart monitor clearly indicates a serious issue, and over and over and over again, but it's where they don't do anything at all. They might not come into the room, intravenous efforts will be, no intravenous efforts will be made. You'll just get smiles or nothing at all, and they'll send you on the fast track out of the ER as fast as you go in. basically making it all as though it's anxiety, nothing more, nothing less. Life is just a joke when it comes to this targeting. I believe it's wholeheartedly medical malpractice. Or you can be talking to an officer, for an example, and they will just as well show you zero empathy, no remorse. You just get smiling and laughing along with them as much as simply not believing you, or maybe not even smiling and laughing. Maybe they'll agree to disagree, but then they'll also want to be able to take you and take you away the same way everybody else wants to take you and your body away, instead of helping you and your body to stay and to be okay. You really want somebody in your life that's going to be there for you and like help you. Even just, having a person in your life that's willing to and is there for you in real time to suggest, look, I'm not going to go anywhere. I love you, and I'm not going to do what all these other people have done. That would be great. Just rubbing your back and saying you're going to be okay, even if you're not going to be okay. You know what I mean? Because it like that creates that oxytocin in the body. True love creates oxytocin in the body. A true long hug and things like that. So I believe another thing where it was given to me was antifreeze, suggested to me at one point or another, and just like I said before, why would you do that to me just before losing all consciousness? And speculation or not, all of the above is a crime over me, to the psychological damage that it's caused me, continuous, to get the people who could believe in what I'm saying to just make them go away, or making people just not want to believe that what's happening to you is true. And that makes sense because it does all seem so very surreal, even to the party of being targeted. Or they could be moving in that way just because they themselves have something to hide. But that's as far as I got before I was gonna just go out of myself. So I had to compartmentalize myself just to get through that, so people can hear it. And now I'm gonna turn this on again. It's just really hard to deal with. It's really hard to think that, I have this feeling that's been, for a year, that was, going into my left arm that I couldn't reason with, to, think, oh, I should go in today and talk to my manager and say I need to go to the hospital. Well, even if you had that thought and you need the money instead of being able to go in because you're already pushed in all of this blight, you don't really think you have the opportunity to go anyway, is what I'm saying. Because you try and talk to people about it, you try and talk to your coworkers about it, or there's been times where I've gone up to a coworker or two saying, I just don't know what's going on. Something's happening to me. And they'll just say, you're fine, you look fine, just go drink some water. Just get some water. And I understand, most people think to themselves, well, there's probably nothing actually happening. That's what they probably think, he said. You're just a hypochondriac, like I said. Because that's probably the way it looks on the outside. But on the inside of the body, there's definitely something going on. And it is a covert poisoning, a covert, very malignant narcissism, malicious attack on your reality. You see? And so, it's my belief that even my friend, the recent that I started talking to, I believe wholeheartedly she would be still alive if it wasn't for somebody taking her life. And, she had a fine heart. She had a fine health repertoire, as far as, years ago when I knew her better, and I don't know what all happened in that amount of time, but when I did meet her, she was definitely fighting something that
to me now, maybe not like upon like talking to her and stuff, but it seems to me now that she was dealing with the same things I was. Very covert, malignant, narcissistic type of activity. And so it's scary to me because it's like wherever I get a friend, wherever somebody comes into my life, these people literally can't leave me or them alone. They have to get involved in any which way. It's very demonic. And so what I'm asking people in prayer values is to pray for that, because it's a curse. It's a curse upon my life that's been very demonically created by people wanting to side with the very demonic. You see? I don't care if there's money involved. I don't care if there's, they get a big house and a nice car. I don't care what's offered. I don't care what they get. It's the fact that our prayers together should mean more than these events can take effect in a person's life, because I'm just cursed. I've been cursed my entire life. Wiped up all out of my skull, unable to do my normal things in life, reason through things normally, as I would definitely be working different today if it wasn't for these attacks. I don't think I would have had certain things going on in my last job that would have just made almost anybody want to get rid of me, probably. But the fact of the matter is that they weren't seen as anything more than my own diets or what I'm doing to myself, versus my not being able to reason through as I am now to the fact of there being that very covert, malignant, narcissistic poisoning that's been being perpetrated as a crime over me. And so that's what I'm asking people to do, is to actually go into hardcore prayer for me, because it's been all of my life, you see? And I believe that these things, not only my own prayers, but the newness of a Christian, for an example. A newness of a person realizing these things to be true and going to Christ about it immediately. Well, if they did that, and they have that type of energy, and they are called by the Lord, they're on fire. They're like a newness of fire, a newness of talent, a newness of gifts that they have long been cast aside by the fact that our Creator is all of our Creator, all of us. Every last human being is created by the Lord in goodness, which is of love and light. So the first thing we realize is that the Lord is very creative. And then He made us in His image, which also makes each one of us creative, having our own talents, our own gifts, our own everything. It's unique, is what I'm saying. So I'm looking for those unique prayers coming from all Christians of all walks of life, but especially those newness of hearts that can take it into places that maybe the old head can't do. Like they already have been stripped of their tongue to some level, or they have already been stripped of the education to some level. They go in and they go to church all the time, but they hear the same things over and over, and it becomes mundane. I'm looking for the ones that aren't mundane in their hearts, that are still on fire with the Lord, whether or not they're 12 or 22 or 32 or 42 or 62 or 82. You know what I mean? Or 102. It's just the fact that if I can get people praying that way, because the Bible calls us to be on the same page. Well, I haven't been able to be on the same page with anybody, so that's kind of why I'm doing my online stuff. It's because if I can't do that online stuff with people that can suggest to themselves that they can take activity to the Lord, that like I can't even reason through it myself. Like I take a lot to the Lord. I'm not saying that I'm not gifted. I'm not saying that I'm not talented. By by Christ's likeness, or being childlike. But the fashion is that these people out here are being childish. So I just hope that people realize that they have duty to go to the Lord. And if you're hearing this message, you have the absolute calling from this right here to go to the Lord. Regardless if you believe in the Lord or not, you're being called to the Lord right now. Right now. And it's up to you how you want to move. But these people that don't want to move in that way, they're denying their own flesh. They're denying that God created them in the image of God, in the image of love, and light, and loyalty. Not malicious malevolence and trying to determine people's life, and identity theft, and I don't know, all that stuff. If there's no newness of life in that fashion that can be taken in the world, well, then persecution happens, and they can call it delusional all they want. They can call it whatever they want. But it'll be until their dying days they're trying to turn away from their sins and get to heaven, or they end up in the lake of fire. I mean, it's just as simple as that. So, I want people to turn to Christ. I want people to turn to the Lord. And I want people to repent of their sins. And I pray that you will be forgiven within your sins. I'm praying for my enemies all the time. But are they doing anything for me? No, they're just leaving me be, obviously. They want me gone. It's very malicious and it's very demonic. Because it takes a person out of character. It takes a person out of their spirits, out of their souls. They're trying to soul cook and spirit cook other people. But if those other people are going to the Lord in this fashion, they have other people praying for them in this fashion, well, what ultimately they're doing is spirit cooking themselves. You see? Because it's like a mirror. Anyway, that's all I really have to say in this message. I just really wanted people to understand the symptoms I'm going through still. I mean, it's not all that, but these are just the symptoms of the poisoning. What I'm going through now is like the aftermath, and it's really scary because I want to get these metals out of my body. Like this whole arm. Like these 3 fingers, and then even sometimes in my thumb, like right here. And then it crawls up my palm, throughout my, especially like the pinky side of my hand, and it feels like there's like purpling going on inside of here that you can't possibly see on a camera. I believe if you shine a light through my hands though, you would see something. Bright light. Like you see that, you can see that, but that almost looks normal, but it's not. I'm telling you, it's not. Like that ultra purple redness there, that's what I think is inside my whole hand on this side, and it goes all the way up my arm, all the way up through here into my heart from me falling from that cyanide poisoning, and from the arsenic, from everything. I don't know, all of it all together. It's very stressful, and then people don't want to believe me. And it's like, why? Why wouldn't you just take my word for it and do a process of elimination for me and do a toxicology report? They all have something to hide? Every last one of them? Or even if they did, is it like we just don't do the right thing because the right thing could be made available to people, but why isn't it? Like, why? It makes no sense to me. We're all humans. Like, it just makes no sense to me. Do people really just love the devil? Is that all it is?
get that at all. Why would you love the devil? He's gonna you're like, if someone's gonna try and protect the devil and not thinking that the devil's gonna throw y'all under the bus, like you're gonna go into the lake of fire and somehow be protected by the devil, or what do you think? Like, how do people think? It makes no fucking sense to me. Excuse my French, but it doesn't. It doesn't make any freaking common sense to me that someone would be like, hail Satan. No. I give the praises to the Most High God. And all glory be to God that I'm still here breathing at all. I know my life is limited, my lifespan, but the way I feel about it is I haven't even gotten a day of my life. Like one single fucking day of my life. Oh, when I'm being love bombed? When I have people by proxy trying to control my relationships? People commenting just to like literally throw other people off from wanting to be a participant in my life? Like, how does that make sense? Oh, it doesn't make any sense to me, man. It literally just boggles my freaking mind. Like, why on earth, why on this earth are not people pleading the blood of Jesus Christ over their lives? Why are we even fucking dealing with money? Like, it's a man-made fucking thing that literally caused a lot of fucking bullshit. Just time, energy, fucking all this shit just wasted. We as humans could be doing so much more with life in the general. And if people aren't willing to like look outside to actually see it that way, do you really like life this way? Like you go to Dollar General and you go to fucking the dollar, excuse my language, but you go to the store, purchase things with money that you have to work really hard for, and oftentimes with my situation, I haven't even been able to hold on to any of it. Oh. Or hold on to the job, or hold on to the energy, or hold on to the car, or hold on to my boxers, or my shoes, or just everything gets. Just please, will you pray for me? I pray for you. Feel called to the Lord, okay? Please feel called to the Lord and do some prayers. That's all I ask. I know I'm naked. I know I'm naked. But I've been naked my whole life. You know? Naked. Like stripped inside out naked. Anyway. I'm super, super duper tired. I wish I had somebody in my life. I wish I could hang out with somebody. You know? Do you ever feel that way? I bet there's a lot of people out there that feel that way. And we're all just like totally shy from like COVID news and Antifa and gore and blood, guts, and news broadcasters pumping in all that fear inside of people. Oh, look at me. I'm fucking just tired as shit. Anyway, I hope that you guys pray. I'm praying really like I literally set up appointments with the Lord and then they don't end for like, well, ever. They just never end. I mean, the sessions end, but then I'm back into a different area and I'm praying again. Or I don't know. I I guess I just live my life differently than a lot of people do. But it really sucks because I believe that if everyone could love and love right, we wouldn't be experiencing any of this stuff in the world, the whole wide world. Wouldn't it be built better if we built bridges between people instead of like between walls? I mean, sure, like for travel, that's cool and all, but wouldn't it be cool if we could just do the same thing between people, not walls? It's seriously my vision. And other people's too. Other people too. They want to build bridges between people, not walls. So that's my vision. I think I need water to drink. So that means I have to stand up, and I'm not gonna show you. I'm tired. Goodbye. Love you people. Love you guys. Please pray, okay? Please feel called by this message. Please. Not only I need you, but there's people out there that haven't had the availability to voice yet. Who needs you? Needs you so badly. Do you ever think about those things?